But with Bailey and Diaby, they most of the time they need the ball to their feet. They don't get me wrong, they can run behind as well, but they most of the time they play with the ball at their feet, attacking defenders.
So we just heard that Gabriel wasn't at the first part of training. Everything okay with him?
So far that's bad news already. Gabriel is out. We don't want to hear news like that. And the fact of the matter is they've lost only 2 games in the last 10. So they're on peak form right now, and we're playing them either at the right time in terms of they just played on Thursday, or we're playing at the wrong time in terms of form. The way Arteta put things, you have to decode what he said, you know. I'm telling you, this guy speaks in parables sometimes. So the Arsenal are playing Aston Villa on the weekend, and so far you see that Aston Villa beat us this season. They've already beat us 1-0 at Villa Park. And it was a very controversial game with Arsenal scoring a goal, and it was given as handball on Kai Havertz. And we had a few opportunities in that match that we could have won also. So it was a very, very controversial match that was talked about for days after. Because many fans and pundits alike, they say that it wasn't a goal. Not just Arsenal fans, but other team fans from other teams as well said that it wasn't a goal. It was a very controversial game. Now, in this video, we're going to do a review on that match that we played, and as well as we're going to listen to what Mikel Arteta had to say in his press conference about this match, because he had some interesting thing to talk about. Now, let's get straight into the video. This is one of the danger men in this match, Leon Bailey, a fellow Jamaican. I know him all too well. He's a very, very gifted player on that wing. And we have to be careful, the team lineup now. This is the selection that we need to be careful at the back. We need a player. Look at Zinchenko was the one that was playing. And look, he's already out of position. And look at this. Barely taking advantage of that situation. Now, we need a Tomiyasu in that back line. I was thinking, should we save Tomiyasu for Bayern? But then I was starting to think that we need to give him some game time. So I would want to see Tomiyasu starts and then Zinchenko comes in, or even not, Kiwior comes in the second half, about 68 to 75 minutes, comes in to show up the defense. Or if we're losing the midfield battle, bring on Zinchenko in the 60th to 75 minutes to control the midfield. So it depends on how the match is progressing, but I would start Tomiyasu because Bailey pace is going to be frightening. But there's another thing I was thinking about that. Against Bayern, Sane runs in behind, Gnabry runs in behind, but with Bailey and Diaby, they most of the time they need the ball to their feet. They don't get me wrong, they can run behind as well, but they most of the time they play with the ball at their feet, attacking defenders. But with Sane and Gnabry and Coleman, they can get in behind just as easily as attacking you with the ball. They're very good at both. So I believe that because Diaby and Bailey, they play with the ball at their feet most of the times, it wouldn't be a bad thing to start Kiwior, because Kiwior could defend against them with them not running in behind. But if it was a situation that they get in behind, they're going to be too fast for Zinchenko, they're going to be too fast for Kiwior. So the only other option is Tomiyasu, and we're going to hear from Arteta about Timber's injury update in a second. This is a nice little shot. Now, I believe that Odegaard should have went far post there. He went near post, and it was choreographed. Like, Martinez didn't have to break his stride. That was an easy dive to his bottom right. Very easy save. So that's why I believe that if you look at the body shape of Douglas Luiz, you see that it was in the center of the goal. So Odegaard could have went to the right side of the goal, and that would have blinded the high side of Martinez. Martinez wouldn't be able to see the ball until it's in the back of the net, or it's too late, it's coming past him. So that's why I believe that Odegaard took the wrong option. The easiest option is never the best option, because the easy option there was to go to that side. Even Martinez knew that. That's why he dived that. It was so easy. And I know that he's shooting on his left, so I believe that he could curl it in the bottom corner. But yeah, apart from this, he's improved his shots in terms of shot selection after this match. So perhaps that this was still haunting him, and hopefully it's still haunting him that it will take this out on them. The fact that he had a missed opportunity of this on Sunday. This was of that, but you have to remember it's a very hard thing to play against a team like Aston Villa with your manager not being on the touchline, because we've got our manager, we've got all our players are close to in peak form. Most of them are in peak form right now. So it's going to be a different match than what we played against Villa, what Villa won. And even in that match, we deserve to win that match. With the opportunities we had, we deserve to win that match. And as well, it's a pinball machine. Whereas he touched Matikash, he touched Havertz, he touched Matikash arm again, and then he went in for a goal. Because both players unball it, this is why I was a bit enraged. Because if it was Matikash, if it was just Havertz that they hit his hand, then I would say okay, fair enough, I understand. But he hit both their hands, so I was really enraged with that decision by the ref and the VAR. Now we're gonna get into some things that Mikel Arteta had to say about the upcoming match.
Hi, Mikel. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Any team news? We just heard that Gabriel wasn't at the first part of training. Everything okay with him?
We've got one more day to prepare the match, and we'll see tomorrow if everybody's available.
Okay, so no.
So far, that's bad news already. Gabriel is out. We don't want to hear news like that. We do not want to hear news like that. That Gabriel Magalhaes is basically not in training because he's one of our best defenders. So Kivior could potentially come in at left centre back. I don't want to see that right now. Not in this match. Not when we're getting so close to the end of the season. So hopefully Gabriel will do a 360 turnaround and not injured and be able to play in this match because we need him. We need our solid centre back pairing, and that's kept us going throughout the season.
Hangover from Bayern.
We have some, but hopefully with another day we're gonna be okay.
Okay, in terms of the Bayern game, what did you take of it? You've had time to reflect on it.
Reflection done, Bayern gone. Now it's Aston Villa. Only focus on Aston Villa.
In terms of Aston Villa, what's impressed you most about Emery's side?
Well, what they've done, obviously, since Unai come in, he's made a huge impact at the club in terms of performances and consistently unbelievable what they are doing. They're still in European competition. They played last night, so really impressed with what they've done.
Well, that's something that's going for us. We know that they've asked him if he's recovered from Tuesday night, and he said he needs another day, which is 3 days recovery. Now, if you check Villa played last night, so 3 days recovery for them would be on Sunday, right? Arteta said he needs another day. Villa playing on Thursday, their recovery day period, by Arteta's estimation or by Arteta's ideal resting period, is on Sunday. So we see that normally when teams play in the Europa League, they're tired, they're leggy for the match on the weekend. And Aston Villa is playing on Sunday, so hopefully they're a bit leggy. And I don't want to be sounding like a player that's hoping bad for teams, but we need luck to win the Premier League. We need a bit of luck, and this is perhaps one of them that I'm not going to turn my nose at. I'm going to be happy and gladly take the fact that they might be tired. We see Watkins playing, and Watkins had a good match. And the fact of the matter is they've lost only 2 games in the last 10. So they're on peak form right now, and we're playing them either at the right time in terms of they just played on Thursday, or we're playing at the wrong time in terms of form. So let's just see how it goes.
Obviously, by Sunday, you're playing last in terms of the Premier League title race. How does that affect you, and what sort of challenge does that present you in terms psychologically, playing last and knowing that you could be behind both City and Liverpool by the game?
We will know the results. We still have our duty to win our game, which is the only thing that we can control. That happened a few times already. It's going to happen again the next few weeks. It's just focus on what we can do, what we can control, and make sure that we performed like we have to do against a really good side to try to beat them.
If I can just ask one last one about the semi-automated offside technology.
Yeah.
It was voted in unanimously. You pleased about this?
Yes, I think it was that unanimous. That means that it's going to be better, it's going to be faster and more efficient. So hopefully it's going to work and be very positive for us.
Well, that's good news that he's actually happy with the semi-automated rule, half-side rule that's going to be coming in next season. At least he's happy about that, and I want to see him basically be confident or assured about certain technology that's coming into the game, because sometimes technology can disrupt the game. But once the manager understands it, once he's in it, once he got a trial of it, because obviously the Premier League must have pitched it to all the clubs for them to deny or accept it, and it looks like we've accepted it and willing to go forward with it. So that could only be good news for Arteta to be happy that new technology is coming in, meaning that it could be a beneficial for us. And I know that he's the kind of manager that's going to be sitting down pondering, wondering, thinking now, how can I get an edge on this? He's already got an edge from getting this set piece coach from Man City. Now he's always looking for edges. Let's see if he's going to use this somewhere or another to get an edge. This automated system to get an edge or a leg up on the other teams. Listen, it sounds impossible in terms because it's going to be automated. It's going to be technology driven. But knowing Arteta, man, he's going to find a way around that. Trust me.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
What's the latest on Jurrien Timber? When is he going to be ready to be in the matchday squad, do you think?
Steve's got a few steps to make. He needs to play a game at least with the under-23s. He's going to have an in-house game soon as well. He's done everything in training. Now he's getting that match fitness and having people around and start competing in a football match, which is different to training.
So that's it. That Timber is not going to be back the time when we expect him to be back. Arteta is saying that, listen, he's going to be out for a while at least, because then he has to play in the under-23 match to get his match fitness up, and we're going to have a behind closed door game. It looks like he's going to take part in that, because that's the same thing happened with Partey and Vieira coming back from injury, and Smith Rowe, they had to take part in the under-23 match and the behind closed door match, especially Partey the other day where we lost 4-0 to QPR. So hopefully Timber will be doing at some point next week, hopefully, and then it will be ready again. I don't think so. My previous estimation that he's going to be back for the second leg against Bayern, I doubt that now. Now, if we progress through to the semis, then he's going to be ready for the semis. That's what I firmly believe. So hopefully, he proves me right on that one.
Arsenal unbeaten in the league in 2024, won 10 of your 11 games in the league. How good is the momentum right now?
Yeah, it's really good, and we want to carry on going. It's the most beautiful part of the season coming up right now. Very busy schedule, and on Sunday we're going to have a really tough one against a really good side, and we're going to have to be really good to beat them.
The lead at the top of the table has changed 18 times already this season.
I didn't know that.
You didn't? No. How exciting is it?
Now, this reminds me of Klopp, that when Klopp says that, listen, he's not going to be watching the Arsenal versus City match. He didn't even know that they were playing. That's bogus. You know, these managers, they're in tune with everything. They don't understand everything that's going on because they're looking for an edge. They're looking for comfort. They're looking for basically pleasure in the other side losing, or just anything that makes them feel better, that takes their mind off the pressure that they're under in terms of to win their match. They're going to do it. And it's the same thing with Arteta. And also studying our opposition as well. So it's the same thing with Arteta. He knows how many times the lead has been swapped around. That's a small data for him not to know, right? Especially because he's such a foreign manager based off what the players have been saying. That's the small details that you would not miss. So, yeah.
How exciting is it to be involved in a title race like this?
Hopefully it stays as it is for the remaining 6
Hopefully.
weeks. And 18 is a beautiful number. I like 8 a lot. It was my number, so let's keep it 18.
Brilliant. Lucky number 18 then. How well are the players dealing with the pressure at the moment, going into each game, knowing that they simply cannot afford to drop points?
I think it's just a motivation. I think they lived it already, and they are super excited about what we are doing, the way the team is performing, winning matches, and they want more. We know the task, the challenge ahead of us, and how good we have to be to win it, but we're going to try.
That's something important. He said the team has already been there. They've done it. The experience, that's what I've been saying in previous video. We were experienced enough to miss out on 4th place, and that spurred us on to challenge for the league the next season. We were experienced to miss out on the league, and then now we're gaining that experience to cope now at the bitter end once again, looking to overcome what tripped us up last season at similar point of the season.
As you mentioned earlier, Aston Villa have just played. They have some key players out injured. Can you use that to your advantage, do you think?
So she said that they've got some key players missing, and the main one is Douglas Luiz. We know that Jacob Ramsey is missing, and there was another good player that was missing for them, but that's been a while now. We see the latest one to be missing is Douglas Luiz, and it's because of suspension. So hopefully that's what I'm saying. We can dominate the midfield. McGinn is in there. McGinn is a very hard grafter. He's a very technical player. He's a grafter. He can do everything. McGinn on his left peg as well. He's a good shot taker of the ball. He's the one that scored against us last match. So we can't disregard basically McGinn in this match. But in terms of the sentiment, Tielemans is still there as well. Tielemans have been performing well. He's been most of the time coming off the bench to add to quality to that team. But to be missing Douglas Luiz is a very big miss for them. It's like Arsenal missing Declan Rice, Man City missing Rodri. It's going to affect them a lot. And this is where I think the key point will be in missing Douglas Luiz and the quality Douglas Luiz add to them. Douglas Luiz only came second. Douglas Luiz only comes second to Ollie Watkins in terms of Ollie Watkins got 18 goals for the season in the Prem and Douglas Luiz has 9, right? So 9 and 18. We know that Liam Bailey's got 8, McGinn's got 6, but they're going to be missing a very, very big contributor in terms of goal when it comes down to free kick, when it comes down to corners, when it comes down to shots outside the box. They're going to miss Douglas Luiz. 9 goals in the season for a centre mid. That's a big deal.
We always try to use things in our advantage. We don't know what they are going to do, and there's nothing that we can control. They still won last night, and they are really, really good side. So we know the danger, and we know our strengths as well, and try to do what we have to do to win it.
Hi, Miguel. You had the touchline ban in the reverse game at Villa. How frustrating was that to have to sit in the stands and not be able to impact the game?
It was an experience. I deserved it. I obsessed because
That's a big deal. Man City deserves it. He admit that he deserved that ban to go get the touchline ban. Yeah, that's honesty from the manager.
I got the yellow card that the rule says that you have to miss a match. I did. I experienced it. I didn't like it. So hopefully it doesn't happen again.
He probably will.
Change your behaviour a bit, that experience? Think I might have to calm myself down.
It's possible that I think like this. Can I control it sometimes when I am there? That's something else. So far it's been better, but in a season I think it's, when you look at all the managers that I had banned, it's just not a coincidence that the majority of us at some stage in the season we have been there.
It's such a tense time in the season, is it? It's almost like you don't want to do anything that might distract them from, as you said, for the next game and the next task and the next day and the next training session.
No, that's for sure, and they are super focused and determined. And when the team is doing very well, don't touch it. Let them do it, and they have grown a lot as well.
When the team are doing something like what they're doing now, don't touch it. Just let them do their thing. That's I haven't heard a truer thing from Arteta. Basically in this interview. When you're starting to tweak around what's been keeping us, what's been allowing us to perform at the level we are right now, that's when we're starting to decline. So I'm happy that Arteta, being the alchemist, being the mad scientist he is, he understood that this is the point of season. You can't do lots of big gestures, lots of big changes, because it will affect the team negatively. We want to keep a solid structure as long as possible. If we can't because of injury, if we can't because of certain players not living up to the standard which or the ability which the managers requires of them, then we might have to change things. But in terms of just changing things on a whim or changing things because you've got a nice idea, now is not the time. And I'm happy Mikel Arteta has grown. He has matured to the stage that listen, because we've seen it this season, Partey playing right back is an experiment. And I'm happy that he understood, because in that match I said I was angry, but I'm kind of understanding the fact that he was trying something. But when it comes down to the latter half of the season, there's no way you can be trying these things. And I'm happy that he understands that as well. Because I said it then in the first 3-4 matches of the season, and now we're revisiting the same topic and he's understood it. Grow from a manager. I don't know about some other managers that's got some balling over at the Trafford, but my manager, he learns growth
as a group, and let them be themselves.
Well said.
Kai's obviously really thriving at the moment, playing as a number 9, and I know you've spoken about that before. I just wondered, did he need some convincing that was a position that he could really flourish in?
No, I had the first conversation with him. I told him what the idea was and where I could see him play and impact the team. He fully agreed with that. He's very comfortable to change positions. He's done it with us. He's done it with Chelsea in the past, with the national team, and he's got his capacity to adapt. And if he's feeling good, sometimes it's about who he's surrounded by and what we ask him to do more than the position.
Do you think that
That's interesting. Sometimes it's who he's surrounded by and what you ask him to do more than the position he's playing. The way Arteta put things, you have to decode what he said. I'm telling you, this guy speaks in parables sometimes. So sometimes it's who you play with. So we see that Kai Havertz plays very well with Odegaard. Odegaard most of the time is in the team, but who else is sometimes in and out the team? Trossard. And I realized that Trossard and Havertz, they've got a good relationship. So does Havertz and Martinelli, but they've got different type of relationship because Martinelli play with speed. So sometimes Havertz have to be heading into the box for a header or heading into the box for a tap-in. But with Trossard doesn't go down to the byline. Trossard is more of a ticky-tacky player. So I believe that link-up is very good for Havertz because Havertz love to give the ball back. He's not the type of player to be scoring lots of tap-ins and lots of headers. That would be Haaland. So I think he plays a bit better or a bit more open or a bit more fluid when it comes down to him and Trossard playing. Because Saka is always there. The only player that's been in and out of the team has been Martinelli and Trossard and Jesus. But Jesus, if you play Jesus, Jesus don't normally play with Trossard, with Havertz. It's going to be either or either. We've seen a few times where about 1 or 2 matches where Jesus plays on the wing and Havertz plays up top. But normally it's Trossard and Martinelli. So I believe these are the dynamics Arteta is talking about. Is who you playing with, and then when it comes down to he said who you playing with and what you ask him. And once again, is what I said, that if you're going to ask him to go be the last man, getting a header on goal, being that pouch in the box, or you're going to have him to drift, come in midfield, link up the play just like with Harry Kane, and then moving further on. And once again, I believe that the latter I've mentioned is his best position, is his best strategy for him as a personal player, because he loves to link up, he loves to do the pass, and he's not selfish. He's not going to look to be in the spotlight, to be doing tricks and flicks. He gets the ball, he just move it on straight away. And I love the simplicity of his game because it makes him look better when it comes off, in terms of when that pass leads to a goal. We can say, okay, Havertz didn't dilly-dally on the ball, he didn't waste any time on the ball, he got it, he moved it on, and it led to a goal or a shot on target or whatever it led to.
that adaptation that he has made to centre forward, I think he's more comfortable there now than he is in, let's say, the number 8 position?
I'm not sure. I think it depends on the game, depends on the behaviors of the opponent and what his role is within the day. But I wouldn't say he's more comfortable as a 9. I think he's had obviously a tremendous impact as a 9, but he did very similar as an 8.
So Arteta said he doesn't see a difference with Havertz when he play on the 8 in the 8th row or when he plays striker. And for me, it's the same thing because he plays each position effectively depending on what you ask of him, and that's exactly what Arteta says. In that number 8 position, Arteta needs a dual winner. He needs someone that's committed to win back the ball and can get in the box as well for a potential goal or a link-up play or whatever. He can do both, and that's how Havertz play. Havertz is that kind of player, and I've showed you the stats on this channel before that Havertz is the best dual winner in our team when he's playing in that 8 position. He's the best dual winner, and Jesus comes number 2. Declan Rice is like number 4 in the team when it comes down to best dual winners when Havertz playing that 8 position. And I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's true. I've seen the stats and I've showed it on this channel already. And even Jorginho have said that, listen, this guy is deceptively strong, is deceptively quick. You think that you barge him and you're going to barge him off the ball because you look so skinny, but when you actually when you actually touch him, you realize that he's solid as a rock, mate. He's not easily moved, and that's King Kai. So now we reach the prediction stage, and my prediction for this match, my prediction will be 3-0. I'm predicting a 3-0. 3-1. I believe Ollie Watkins is going to get a clean sheet because we see that Ollie Watkins has 18 goals this season. It's no joke. It's no coincidence why he's got 18 goals. He's been performing very well. And he's also on top with assists as well. He's got 10 assists for them. So I believe that Ollie Watkins is going to score. Liam Bailey is going to be giving the assists. And we're going to get 3 goals. Don't know what. I think Kai Havertz is going to get 1. Saka is going to get 1. Then third could be Trossard. It could be Trossard, or it could come from midfield like Odegaard or Declan Rice. I don't know. But that's my prediction. Let me know your prediction in the comment below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share once again. So I done the reshuffle again, and the prize went to Sky King 3210. So let me know in the comment below how can I contact you to give you that voucher code. So that's the video, guys. Help me on my journey to 10,000k. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and help this channel grow to bigger heights, deeper depths. Catch you next one, guys. Goodbye.